Ooh, yeah. The music's going to be a little loud because I was on conference calls all day and I had to sometimes be in a browser window and sometimes blah, blah, blah. Thank God that was not a loud point in that song. That would have sucked. Man, the worst part is these conference calls I do for work. They, like when you go into a waiting room, not a waiting room, but like when you're in like a Zoom room, but like the meeting portion hasn't started, like the talkie part hasn't started, is like they blare music. So I'll be sitting there.
Yes.
Yeah, right. You don't do they do that at school?
No, but my dad does conference calls
Yep.
when he's at home, and he doesn't have a headset, so he's just like in the the living room kitchen space, just with his laptop on and just blaring music out
Yep.
while he cooks food or whatever, waiting for it to start.
I mean, it is so so let's say you just clicking on the link, or let's say you were in a breakout session. So there's like,
Yeah.
let's say out of like a 250 person conference call, you go into a session of say 15 of you or whatever it is, right? And you're like chatting or whatever, and there's one loud motherfucker that just like screams into their computer. But aside from that one person talking, they're usually muted. You're fine. You get the balance is good. Everything's good. You're happy. It's all good. And then all of a sudden you go back to it's like, it's like playing Pitbull. You know what I mean? And you're like, why the fuck are you playing Pitbull? Like,
Wait, that's very unexpected.
yeah, every time. Every time you pop it, like, oh, it's John Legend. Okay, that makes sense. Boomers love John Legend. You know what I mean? And then sometimes it's like one, two, and I'm like, what the fuck is? Yeah. Anyways,
Kind of be hip with the kids.
yeah. And there's always like Eminem has this like one song that always gets like remixed into this like corporate sounding song, and I feel like I hear that all the time. And anyways,
Yeah.
hi Sal. How was your past week
Hey,
and a
Scott.
half?
I've like slept a lot because my sleep schedule's terrible, but do schoolwork, play games, study, sleep, cook. It's basically it.
It's good.
It's not a very eventful life as a college student, despite what media wants to tell you. It's not true.
Well,
You don't do a whole lot normally.
that's your approach to
Most
college.
people don't do a whole lot. That's just true though.
I mean,
Most people are actually just taking classes. All right.
most people I knew did a lot.
Yeah. Well,
Even my buddy Keith
maybe it
had
was your
to.
crowd.
Well, even my buddy Keith had to move home, because his grades dropped because the sheer amount of parties he was at. Like he went from like a really high grade average in like high school and early college to his sophomore year of college. His GPA dropped so low, he was like, I'm gonna have to retake 2 courses, and I'm gonna graduate later than I wanted to because I had so many. And seriously, when I found out exactly how hard he was partying, him and his roommates would throw the most epic raid parties. I mean, they would be on World of Warcraft for like 42 hours straight, nonstop.
Yeah.
They were intense raid parties.
Like
Red Bull
that's
like
what
crazy.
that's my point. I think most people are listen. Most colleges are, at least my university had a lot of what is it called? The term. It's when people are not living near or on campus and they are going to campus.
Sure, they live off campus. Okay, go ahead.
They have a lot of that.
Yeah, okay.
So there isn't like a big scene for parties except like frats that do exist.
I mean, but people that go to the college have apartments nearby.
Yeah, those I'm saying not those. I'm saying the population is like, I guess I don't know how they count it. It's a good
That's
thing
fun.
to look at.
I mean, because when I was college age,
Because I wouldn't call I forget the word. I had to find it because it's driving me insane. But I wouldn't call people that live near campus in like campus affiliated apartments as people not in that type of ecosystem, right? Because they are effectively like campus adjacent.
I mean, there usually are non-campus affiliated apartments that still are pretty close by. That people will throw some serious parties at. I know one of the craziest ones I went to was in URI, which is in Narragansett, Rhode Island. URI is a really good school for nursing and marine biology. It's actually one of the best marine biology schools in our country. There is a house that happened to exist more or less on the campus. Like, it was the closest you can live to campus without being in a dorm, because the house is like grandfathered onto that property from forever ago. And the only rule was somebody that lived in that house had to go to the college. So Nick's, like Nick that you play D&D with, his older brother was friends with one kid that went to that college, but all of his roommates did not go to the college. They either had already graduated or weren't going to college or what have you, and they were in a band together. And they would just throw ridiculous parties with like really loud band music and stuff like that. So I went to one of those parties ever, just because I wasn't really close with Nick's brother. But I went to one of those parties ever, and it was by no means the most intense party I ever went to. But it was pretty like, you can get away with this more or less on campus. It blew my mind. Because we're talking like not one or two kegs. We're talking like a half dozen kegs, lots and lots of liquor. You know what I mean? Maybe 100 people. You know, like it was pretty intense. So
Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. Everyone I know, which I know a lot of people that aren't just like nerds and shit. Okay, it's not a lot of that.
I don't know.
Maybe it's the area. Anyway, the word is commuter. That's what I was looking for.
Commuter. There you go. Okay. Cool.
I was struggling so long.
It's all good. I get jump back into it, but funniest party situation we ever had pertaining to nerds, and I've told the story a million times. On Cinco de Mayo, we threw a Cinco de Mayo shindig, and the cops got called by my neighbors because we were loud, and we shoved everybody in the back room except for a handful of us, and the cops came in like, can we look around? And we're like, yeah, sure. We always let them in, but never let them in the back room with the door was shut and locked, and they're not legally allowed to open the door, let alone unlock and open the door. Anyways, just keep quiet back there. So they come in and they're chatting with us for a couple of minutes. They ragged on my neighbors downstairs because they knew them because they were crackheads. And then they were like, "Are you playing Dungeons and Dragons?" Because we had it set up from like the session we had played earlier that day or the day before, whatever it was. And we're like, "Yeah." And then we just chatted with the cops about Dungeons and Dragons because one of them happened to play, and it was just, anyways, it was just funny. So
that's an experience.
Yeah, it's funny when you are the disturbance and they're just like, nerd privilege? Anyways, so let us
let's get into it.
Continue.
Skull.
So
Skull.
you've not seen what Skull looks like yet.
I haven't.
Let's show.
Before we see, do you want to establish what they provide to my kingdom, the 2 skull leaders I have instituted?
I actually don't know which ones you had selected.
Curator and Royal Enforcer.
You took their Curator and their Royal Enforcer?
No, I've...
okay. I was going to say, I don't think they had a Curator.
No, I'm putting those people... that's the positions I'm filling.
Okay, cool. So let's look at you. Let's look at you first. So looking at Shadow, so everybody can see it. Got it? Go away. Looking at Shadow, you can see that currently for a Curator, which you call a steward, you currently had nobody in there. So it said, who was there?
Ishai.
Oh, that's right. Ishai was there. And they were providing you a +3. That's right.
Yeah. I had called them a historian. I've changed it to steward to change the role in terms of what they're doing. And
your Royal Enforcer was Atelia Todd, but you're giving up half of her position to hopefully maybe retrain her stat in the future. So it was a +4. But you're changing who's in those positions. The people that you're taking from Skull are... I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good question. So I assume their ruler was, I think, the commander that was left over. I assume he'll probably be joining my commanders.
Oh, is that Ulfer? Ulfer?
I think so. I have to pull up my notes for that, actually.
Actually, if you open up the Skull tab, the Skull sheet, it says it right there.
Yeah, if this is based on the one I made earlier,
of course it
a while
is.
ago. Then yes.
What do you think I do? Do you think I slacked? I did everything.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Cool. So Ulfer is the is the name. So you're gonna grab Ulfer, whose grand total bonus is a +1. That means they have a +1 charisma. Whoopie doo. And they're taking which position?
Oh, no, I don't think. I think he's gonna be commander because that's what he was.
Oh, so he's just gonna become a commander. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Unless he has ranks in intimidation.
I mean, I imagine he does, but probably not 5.
Then
What race was he again? He's a half orc, right? Half orcs have
I assume.
intimidating, so that means that they would have a natural plus what? Is it 2? For half orcs?
Yeah.
Right? I'm just gonna look it up real quickly. Pathfinder.
I don't know their stats. They're gonna be worse than my people, I
half-orc.
imagine,
Oh, of course they are.
because they're losers.
You're a loser.
not the
Intimidating
one who's
plus
shitty
2 racial bonus to intimidate. So it's 2 from a racial bonus, and then you can imagine, let's say he's level 2. Then you get 2 from that, and then unless he had a feat that gave him a bonus, he has nothing from there. So it's
Is that
literally
level 3? Wow. Yeah, then I'll put him Royal Enforcer.
Should the ruler be level 3? I don't know, chat. What do you guys think? The ruler should be level 3? I mean, they're
Well,
kind of a
because he was-
subpar kingdom.
Because he was a general. I can make him a
Oh,
follower.
absolutely. He could use hype trades to
Don't I have one of those?
upgrade them.
Are we gonna upgrade the pig? Didn't I get one? We're gonna upgrade the pig.
Yeah. Did you actually win that?
I think so.
Oh, cool. I mean,
But we'll put Ulfer as Royal Enforcer.
okay. So you want him as Royal Enforcer, but that's a good thing because Royal Enforcer works off of what? Dexterity or...
Or strength, which he probably has one
Yeah,
of those.
he'll actually have strength. Yeah. Strength is very different. I would say as a Royal Enforcer, he offers a... Royal Enforcer uses what? Intimidate?
Yes.
So, assuming he's level 2, let's say that he has, 2 ranks and +2 from his race, so on and so forth, like we just said. So unless you're choosing to put a feat over there, he gets nothing for his skill ranks, and instead he'll have a strength of, I think a +3 is not unreasonable for an orc, right? Because that means he had a 14 as a warrior and 2 from his race, so I think it's not unreasonable.
Yeah, I think it's very fair. It only goes down by 1.
Jake won the hype train. We just said that you
he
could
did.
do it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, unlucky then. I may make him a follower or something at some point
Bro,
to boost him.
please tell me you're going to take a Tony.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'll take a Tony?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it's a curator we've changed it to like an int based role, right?
No, yeah, well, hold on. High Priest and Magister are Charisma, Wisdom, and so they have to be a Charisma is what they're using if they're doing both those things, right? Curator works off half of Charisma is loyalty.
Oh,
and
so they get,
you can ask as
I'll put-
Magister or Counselor in their absence. So yeah, it's Charisma. Yep.
Cool. Then
So they would offer you a 1 to your stat because it's half Charisma, so it's a +1.
Yep. My loyalty suffers even more. Thank you, Skull. I like you very much.
His curator Tony. Hey Tony, hey, I'm walking here.
I assume he has no benefit to knowledge history.
Let's see. As a high priest and a magister, I imagine he has ranks and knowledge skills. Yeah, why wouldn't he?
But not enough to matter.
Oh no,
He's
it's again probably assume level 2, so probably 2 ranks in it, right? And they're probably either human or half orc, or full orc, for that matter.
Will you let me build them out so I can then use them more
Yeah.
effectively? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Give me 2 character sheets and then I'll build them out to be reasonable and not dumb.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll hand you 2 sheets.
Thank you. So I can I want to use them because in game that's what I want to do, but I also don't want to like hamper myself by several points because I'm trying to like integrate Skull like this and use them instead of just stitching them to better people.
Okay, there's one. The game's lagging because this is just a heavy game. So
I'm not even in the game.
this game is always the struggle because it's just a very heavy game. It's also the map I'm on too. That'll get better shortly. I love the fact that you actually took a Tony. Like,
I mean, why not?
hey, V-Sword, are you here right now or no? I thought I saw you in chat earlier, didn't I?
And you can assume
No, I didn't.
all-
Never mind. That wasn't V-Sword.
you can assume all the other people here are they're not gone, but they're acting as like officials in like Skull.
Oh yeah. They're just lesser people, of course.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know if you read chat at all, but in Warmonger spoilers, I posted
Oh yeah. I did not read the
thing.
document, but I did see the document and the conversation about it in both of your channel, in both the places you posted it.
And there will be more roles to fill on the low council. So these people might come back as low counselors.
Are you going to change the names per suggestion, or are you still thinking about that?
I wasn't sure it was necessary. I think I cleared up the low council and high council. Because the small councils won't be as confusing once they're named. Because like, what do you call it? Naitos is going to be the Steel Council or something, right? Elias will have a name. Remates will have a name, and then it's just high council and low council.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Gotcha. I'm
Mostly
gonna
background stuff. So
I'm gonna end up reading it. So, anyways, which fun thing about reading, you probably already know this because they've probably even talked about it at college or whatever. But I literally just found out about this like 9-year-old technology. It's just something that has never been relevant in my life. About like a thing where instead of reading like a paragraph, it shows you one word at a time very rapidly. Have you seen that before? No? Oh, okay. So more or less, you like, let's say you're reading a wiki page instead of like reading the lines, it shows you one word at a time, like very rapidly. So if your average reading speed is say 220 words per minute, it could bring you upwards to like say 800 words per minute with like less than 5 minutes of practice. You can read that fast by looking at it one word at a time. And it's one of those things where I'm actually trying to find, there's a specific app where it does that, but it centers the words and makes the whole word is black, but the middle letter is red. It's one red letter. And the point is, something like what you wrote there, I'll be able to read it very quickly because I'm a sped reader. And something like that, I was like, holy shit, I'm reading all this stuff so fast because of like how it tricks the brain. And so I'm actually going to download that and check it out. It'll be so much fun. All right.
Yeah.
ADHD, like, hold my beer. So anyways, speaking of Vid, that's who I was trying to say earlier when I said V-Sword. Vid, could you go ahead and do me a favor? Tony is a pretty common name, but it's a nickname. What is Tony a nickname of? What is this particular Tony's name?
Antonio.
I mean, it's not going to be Antonio, right? Like,
Why
that's...
not?
Because
We've confirmed Karuk are Italian.
It's small in stature, willing to eat their own.
Angry all the time. Listen, a lot of family feuds out there.
Don't scream. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Because then the nickname would be either Tony or Tone. Hey, Tone. Hey, Tone. Tell your mother to make her meatballs, hey.
Well, okay, let's continue before this devolves.
Any further
God.
than it has?
Oh, so cool thing on my kingdom sheet. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've checked it. I've added it, the tax, as I've named it.
The tax. Oh, you had mentioned that, and I actually did not see it. I heard you mention it.
It's minimal 0%, light 5, normal 10, heavy 15.
Oh, I
crushing
see
20.
it over there now. Yeah. And
So if I put heavy,
I see where you put it too. Okay. It's almost like you could put it under edicts instead of there, but that works. It makes it different, clear, so on and so forth. You even chose a color similar to the kingdom, so that makes sense. So,
I think I've decided it should. I was thinking about putting in edicts, but edicts are things that we control, and the tax is something we do not control.
No. Your design choice was good. I appreciate it. Good.
So and it doesn't count treaties and unrest.
So it goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25%.
No, it goes minimal. You said it was 0%.
Oh, that's right. So
then it
0,
goes
5,
5%.
10, 15, 20. Yeah, that's right. Cool. All right. Awesome. And this is your economy, sans, unrest, and treaties.
Yes.
Cool.
And I've marked it even in the unrest thing to be unique. It includes Patreon and everything.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Appreciate it. All right. Now let's get to where we were. Oh, did you fix it for the other two kingdoms as well, or no?
I don't have edit permissions.
Oh, should correct that because you're the one that's always updating the sheets lately.
I update the sheets all the time. I do this. This is what I do.
All right. All right. Back to game. You, sir, are doing. So you took those two leaders and you integrated them into your kingdom. That way you can see where things need to be.
That's why Skull feels like they're represented in the councils.
Yeah. Yep. Which is a good thing. Now, you are supposed to also add in those buildings, but there's an event that we need to finish taking place prior to that happening there.
You can't leave my kingdom stats like in shatters with all the unrest and additional stuff.
So this is something that I've had, let's just say, many conversation about, and it makes sense for what is going to happen. That you have to roll for this.
This is absurd. I already rolled so much.
It's literally just one check. It's literally just one kingdom roll. That's all it is. It's very.
And if you tell me it's loyalty,
it's not loyalty.
Okay. Because I would have been like.
We all wish it was loyalty, but it's not loyalty.
I have done so much.
It's not loyalty.
I know, but I've done so much to get Skull, and I just keep getting slapped in the face.
But yeah, you're getting so much in return. You haven't even clicked the buildings tab and don't.
I don't even want to look at it. I'm gonna be disappointed.
You think so? But don't click it though. Don't click it though. So it's just one check, and it's very easy. It's just a stability check, which means if you don't roll a 1, you automatically succeed.
Why would you say this to me? Can you read to me my stats?
So your control DC is a 55, your economy is a 56, your loyalty is a 37, and your stability is a 53. Don't roll yet. So I have to tell you what's happening.
Yeah, okay.
You see, there were a lot of suggestions of how to handle this situation, but you kind of ignored all safeguards and kind of went against the rails, and unfortunately left an opportunity open. After much deliberating, we had two specific individuals that we were discussing. It was many individuals, but it came down to 2, and then it came down to a vote, and we decided that there was going to be an assassination attempt. Did you see the name of the screen, by the way? The stream today? Do you see the stream title?
No, I haven't.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
So, he may have been lured here under false pretenses.
You made me roll with so many penalties to even integrate them.
Okay. But as much as we all wanted to have an assassination attempt against Tessel, the problem is an assassination attempt against Tessel means that I attack you with a creature whose CR equals your level. Your level is?
9.
So a CR 9 person, assassin, just sitting around is very
unlikely. Attacking with like 4 CR5s.
Well, yeah. So then I had the conversation about there being an ACR, which is ECR, ECL, effective
combat level.
Yeah. So either way, so that's but no. People are like, no. Too complicated attacking with a mob. The problem is, Tessel, everybody was afraid to attack you because you are really, really, really good in combat.
I would fucking kill everyone. They would all die. There would be no chance.
It's funny you say that. Actually, people assume the exact opip, but you are really good in combat. No one would die. Exactly. That you you just run away.
I would non-lethally knock everyone out. I'll take a -4 to hit.
So if you had to guess who the assassination attempt is against,
Nido.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna have you roll, and after you roll, I'll tell you. Oh, Hannah, what's up, Hannah? I'll have you roll what it is now. I want you to know.
I
that
hate you.
If you roll a natty one,
I hate you.
it's not a. But before you roll, actually, let me pull up the rules.
I hate this. Why would I? Yeah, I could take out a mob non-lethally easily. If there's 10 of them, I can still take them.
They can survive missing limbs. Just saying.
Yeah, but they won't fight after missing a limb. And this is not Arget. I'm not cutting off hands.
All right, here we go.
Oh god, I'm scared.
Assassination attempt. One of your leaders determined randomly. We didn't determine it randomly though. We deliberated. Is the target of an assassination attempt. If the target is a PC, the GM should run an attempt as an encounter using an assassin with a CR equal to the targeted PC's level. By the way, a CR 9 against you would be really bad for you.
I would die if I don't run.
I mean, you would have to without your allies there. It would be really bad. If the if the target is an NPC, you must succeed at a stability check to prevent the assassination. If the assassination occurs successfully, unrest increases by 1d6. And the kingdom immediately incurs the penalties of having that leader of having no leader in that role.
Who is it? You have to tell me.
So they were doing their job of procuring as much information for you as possible to make sure that your opportunity to take Skull was successful. Unfortunately, they have a heavy-handed way of handling matters, and even recently got word that they're going to be losing a position to some of these fucking oligarchs. I mean, it's literally an oligarchy state, and she's not very happy about that. And was perhaps let her guard down, a little slip take place.
The states, are my states an autocracy technically? Although we should probably change it to a republic or something, or something closer.
So
fucking hell.
Well,
that's not a huge loss if she dies, I guess.
I mean, it would be. It would
suck.
I mean, luckily for you, I already had you switch two of those rolls, and you rolled for it last session as well. So she wouldn't count as missing 2 kingdom slots, which would fucking crush you. It would count as only missing 1 kingdom slot.
Well, it'd be missing the more important of the 2.
Sure. But still, it's better than what it could have been. So
at least she's not a follower.
All right, Sal, are you ready for this? You prepared to roll your?
It's more of a republic than an autocracy.
I mean, the United States was a republic while we were building the railroads, and a few decades before that.
I'm a constitutional monarchy, which is not.
So
I don't. I'm.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay. I saw the 1 on the die roll, so I thought, and then because the 13 it had the 1, I was like, it was just. I think I was just so hopeful. All right.
Of course you would be.
Do you want a luck die to see if you can get a 69?
No.
I mean, sadly, it was only a flat -1. Now only 5% chance. Now, there was conversation in chat about whether or not, because I, as the DM, specifically in the rules, could have applied an additional penalty to you. I could have given you modifiers. There was even a suggestion by one person lofting around the -10 to your roll.
What?
Yeah. But the reason why I didn't do that was because there are other things that I made modifications of the rules to leading up into this point that I was like, I've already kind of, because this is all off the tail end of a trump card, I've already made enough difficulties for this person that I've already made bent the rules in a lot of ways for the trump card. I didn't want to do it even one step more. I felt like that was just too heavy-handed. So congratulations.
Thank you. Telly doesn't die.
What happens is Atelia finishes out her routine, does everything she needs to do, makes her offhanded comments or what have you, and then finally returns home. She returns back to her what the hell's the name of your Fenitaru?
Fenitaru, yeah.
Yeah. She returns back to Fenitaru to nestle in and relax, and is trying to, literally that evening, she's spending her time literally trying to relax herself, tell herself, you know what? It's good news because now I don't have double responsibilities. The good news is that I can take a lot of my plate. I can actually relax and focus on me for once. I'm just going to take this opportunity to step back and reanalyze my own approach to how I've kind of invested all my time and energy and whatnot into Clan Shadow and all the other fun little details in her mind. That evening, she comes across, she is served a beverage that was unfortunately laced with a particular toxin. Now, the bad news is she did in fact drink from it and did in fact get poisoned from the toxin. The good news is she didn't know that Lenny and Jorman are very, very close with one another. And Lenny and Jorman talk about many different things. Alchemical properties, different construction, baseline chemistry, etc., etc., etc. And because of that, Jorman some while ago actually went out of his way and crafted specific goblets for all of the leaders of Clan Shadow. These goblets have embedded into them different gems and whatnot, rough cut stones or whatever for decoration. But part of having those rough cut stones in there, what is it? I think topaz is the stone that's believed to have hold off poisonous effects. So there happens to be a topaz embedded into the stone, which in fact did alter the chemistry of the chemical that was used. So she did in fact get sick. She was in fact unwell. The assassin believes that their attempt was successful and they would have left the city. But she was able to resist the worst parts of it. She was able to be nursed back to health. She was able to be okay. But I use the phrase okay very lightly. Since that attempt, Atelia's mood has shifted. Atelia's gotten a bit darker. We'll worry about that with the next Kingdom roll because that represents how things transpired over the course of the next month. But she survived. There is no death. Because you succeeded, no other ill effects take place.
Well, I mean, you say that, but that doesn't sound necessarily true.
No, it's all great. Everything's good. Okay, are you excited to see what Skull looks like?
Up. You just lied to my face.
Are you excited to see what Skull looks like?
Yeah, let me see it.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So this is Skull. Where's the town? Oh, let me zoom out just a smidge.
Oh, hey, you said there's a stockyard in Skull.
Did I?
Yes.
I don't remember there being a stockyard.
You told me this.
Oh, guess what? There's no stockyard. I lied to you.
What? You can't say that. Look at my sheet. You made me update the Fertile Farms.
I lied to you. There's no stockyard.
What?
There's no place for it.
What do you mean?
So one of the things to note about Skull.
I mean bamboozled.
Change your farms. You lose like one on your
Two.
reduction. Hold
I lose
You're
four.
You're negative. You're fine. So, but the good news is you have only one broken building left. They've actually worked to fix most of their buildings. They just weren't able to finish fixing the wall yet. But fixing a wall literally costs 1 BP. That's actually something that's going to be relatively easy to do. The reason why they didn't end up fixing the wall right away is because they weren't concerned about any attacks immediately afterwards. And it actually gave more access to bringing supplies in and out and whatnot while they were fixing all the other buildings. The important thing to note here, though, one of the things I want to show to point out about Skull is if you look at all the buildings they have there, none of those buildings are... There's 12 there. 4, 8... 12, 13 there.
You made a minimum size town.
That's a lot. That's so much.
Did I get any of the unrest benefits of the wall?
Oh, no, because it's already been built, right? So the important things to note here are first of all, when what's-his-face attacks this place, when you guys came and ousted the Red Mongrel from this place, he seems to be a pretty easy to defeat enemy. It was actually almost unimpressive how they handled it. But getting to know Skull and how the place was designed, this place is incredibly well guarded. As a matter of fact, when Skull is built correctly, its defense is an 18 when everything is up and running. That means any army inside that city has a plus 18 to its DV, which means that the people that attacked Skull must have been very, very good at their job to have been able to defeat Skull and get in there. Either that or Skull just had the shittiest, smallest, crappiest army in the world, right? Because they
Which is
beat
also
something.
true.
They just but a baseline DV of like say a 10 means that they had a 28 DV without holding firm, which could have made it a 32, right? So looking at Skull, it is a hardcore defense point that somehow is defeated by the Red Mongrel, despite the fact that you guys ousted them very quickly thereafter. It's borderline a head scratcher scenario. The other important things to note about Skull are the barracks. You have 2 barracks there, which means that you can house, another 100 soldiers there if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Plus 4 watchtowers, which is another 80 soldiers there. So you can house almost 200 soldiers there, and there's not even a garrison.
Yeah.
You have 2 granaries and a windmill. If I remember correctly, by putting the windmill next to 2 granaries, it actually gives you an additional +2 to your stability. You're going to want to open up Ultimate Ruler and look up windmill. And I believe granaries that are adjacent to windmills get an additional +1 to stability. So I believe that set you up with a +2 to stability based on top of everything that it says there, which I can show you how to add that afterwards.
I'm just adding Skull to my sheet real quick.
Of course. And I won't lie, Dance Hall was just a fun one. I just liked the idea of, Kruk enjoying dancing.
Fair enough. I can see it.
Yeah. But this is a very, very, very defensible position. Very, very defensible position. It is a very trim place, too. And 2 granaries, dude. Like, that's huge. Huge.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still empty because they've been spending all their BP, building up.
All right. I'm disappointed that there's no stockyard, but alas, I'll cry to myself.
Build one.
I will have to. Well, I had plans around the fact that you told me there was a stockyard, but no.
Just build one. Oh, actually, you can't build one. You know why? Doesn't a stockyard have to be in a
It has to be in a town.
it has to be in a town that has a no walls, right?
No.
Isn't a stockyard one of the ones that can't be next to walls?
I don't know why I would.
Because sometimes they have limitations like that.
I would make it pretty bad.
Farms in this hex and adjacent. Oh no, this one doesn't. Oh, yep, this one doesn't say walls. I know there's one that says you can't be next to walls. So, yep, you don't have to wait for a garrison anymore, is what Snaga is suggesting.
That's not true because apparently no one listens to why I'm waiting for a garrison.
I mean, one of the
Because
reasons why you get a
elite.
garrison.
I'm building elite fighters as my army.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I need a garrison for.
But you
So I
also a
have to
garrison
wait.
greatly increases the number of people that you recruit when you recruit. But having more barracks, whatever how you want to pronounce it,
Barakai.
barracks, sure.
Barakai.
Also, it greatly increases the number of soldiers that you're able to recruit when you do the recruiting, which is good news. So, but this is a very, very defensible position. Even if you look at it on a map, it's a pretty damn defensible position. So,
Yeah, it'll be good. It's just
you're gonna have to build 5 farms.
yeah, well, I have to build more farms. Because,
Okay.
all right, let's see. Windmill.
So what you're gonna want to do, I'll show you on here. Did you look up the windmill rules, or is that what you're looking up right now?
No, I'm just.
I'll look it up while you're
city on
filling
my
out.
sheet,
I'll look it up while you're filling out.
so I can just have it all filled out. And then the northern wall is broken.
Yeah, so if you look at how I have it written on there, I have 5 instead of 6 walls built. I just put a 6 next to it to remind myself that there's a 6 that's needed. Okay, where are you, windmill? Windmill. A windmill adjacent to a cistern or granary increases the stability bonus provided by that building by 1. So that means because it's next to 2 granaries, you get a free 2 to your So if you actually look at the sheet, the skull sheet, at the bottom down there, where it says buildings, you want to go over to where it says stability under the miscellaneous area, and you press 2 right there.
Okay, cool.
And that'll just increase your stability by an additional 2, and you'll be good to go.
2.
Yeah. And you're gonna see Shado's notes. Shado's buildings are gonna give him a huge boon.
Watchtower.
Unfortunately, it's not providing you any boon quite just yet.
What is?
Shado's not being provided a boon for the buildings yet. Oh no, maybe it is starting to go up.
I'm filling out right now.
Well, I know that some of these things they don't actually have. Oh, it does. Okay, it is incorporating it. Cool.
Yeah.
You're good.
Window.
Your sheet isn't broken that way. That's nice.
Tavern. Where's Tannery?
All right. This is good news.
Yeah. Well, I can recruit barbarians now, I guess.
Why?
Tavern.
Oh, cool. Yeah, your stats are about to jump. Like, a lot.
They're all in.
Yeah, so look at this.
It's better.
Fuck you, it's better. You're almost...
Yeah, it's better.
You're almost stability proof again.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I think I'm putting my...
If your unrest was a 0, look at this. Unrest 0 means that your stability and your economy are both proofed, right? And then your loyalty is pretty damn good, just not quite there yet. But going back to the 8 unrest, you're hurting again.
Once I remove the temporary 5 from on top of the 8 unrest.
The temporary 5?
-5 to my loyalty.
Oh, gotcha. Well, does that drop off in 6 months? Is that what I said, or is it 1 a month?
You said it's 1 every time I use the Royal Enforcer.
Gotcha. As a separate, so every time you use your Royal Enforcer, which you're going to have to do anyways because of your unrest being so high.
Well, it depends, right? Because there's no point to risk having a permanent minus to my loyalty to get rid of a temporary minus to my loyalty.
But there is a risk to risking a permanent minus to loyalty in exchange for unrest and,
Yeah, but it's not actually that good.
Up to you, Mike. So,
because if I take a permanent minus to my loyalty, I've only minus to unrest to my loyalty, which is not improving it that much. Instead of by 2, I'm improving it only by 1.
Well, I mean, your next kingdom roll, like, no getting around it. You're absolutely no question going to, unless you roll 91, you're going to remove one of your unrest immediately.
Yeah.
So that gets you to that gets you to the point where without any modifying dice, gets you so you only have to roll a 13 or higher. I think, sorry, a 12 or higher to get your control DC solid. But if you have a Winifred's Wisdom, that makes it so 12 only has to be a 7 or higher, and then luck means it only has to be a 6 or less to pull off the unrest part too. So
yeah, but I'm never doing it if it's less than a 50% chance of succeeding.
I mean, that was a greater than 50% chance.
Yeah, if I use my
abilities,
limited resources.
Gotcha. So yeah,
right.
what you're gonna want to do is probably just build buildings that enhance.
Yeah, just build a couple houses.
Yeah, houses work, of course, or anything else really. So there's a bunch of things. Yeah,
a wall in Fenitar in Adayoki.
Yeah, anywhere that you can take advantage of that immediately. So
let's see. It's funny. Skull had a higher base value than Fenitaru for a while. I've just matched it.
So, yep, your kingdom size now, your population is friggin' huge. With your recruitment being normal, you can still have 1,100 soldiers. Not including your elites, which you could have an army of 100 elites.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah, but I'm about to build As soon as I get the garrison, level 4 archer elites.
When do you start in the garrison, or is it still being? Or is it already being
It's
built?
being built right now.
Cool.
The month it's done, or the month after it's done, obviously.
Cool. I mean,
But-
I wish it was a greater than 5% chance that you could have lost her. To me, it would have been a little bit fun watching you squirm because you got Skull.
Well,
But you got your spoils. A lot of risk and a lot of reward. I mean, in buildings alone, you've gained 13.25 economy, 18 loyalty, and 21 stability. Wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. That's a lie. That's not true at all.
yeah.
You've gained
1.75 economy, 5 loyalty, and 7.25 stability.
no, 9.25 stability. That didn't include the 2 from the windmill.
Okay.
So 9.25 stability. But still, that's huge.
No, that does include the 2 from the windmill.
Over here it shouldn't, does it?
On the skull sheet, you have it counting.
Why didn't that go over then? Is there a penalty from something somewhere? Oh, that's weird. Because you say that, but it's not actually counting. Because if you actually go on the skull sheet, the kingdom sheet, it says 7.25.
You're right.
Why is that? Is that not weird?
That is strange.
Let me check something. Yeah, that definitely counts that. Okay. And what is this other thing pulling from? Town T79. What's T79? T79. Yeah. It still says the same thing, bro.
That is just strange.
Is that happening on your sheet too?
Well, I don't know if it's... Well, look at my sheet.
Hold on, it says
look
26
at-
if I pull it away. And if I do this. If I put it
Did I
back.
go down by 2?
No, it says 20. Okay. So it's saying it now. It's saying it correctly now. It wasn't, but now it is saying it. I just had to more or less take it off and put it back on for some reason. I don't know
Okay.
why. But for,
Well,
for
not
your
too bad.
sheet, just in case, you want to do it on yours?
I did that already, yeah.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, 9.25 stability, 5 loyalty, and 1.75 economy is awesome, as well as everything else that you've gathered along the way. So, cool. What is it? 2 farms? No. Yeah, 2 farms, 2 quarries,
Yeah.
and 4 hexes already developed. Like
Yeah, and 2
a
districts.
very, very, very defensible position. A very defensible position. So, yeah.
Yeah. Are there more farms? Yay.
That very, very much worked in your favor, sir. So, cool.
I must keep expanding to feed my farms.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, don't you have space where you can, let's pull up that map real quick.
No, I have no hexes left.
I'm going to drag and drop so chat can see. Let's put you, where's the new map? Oh, are you on the new map?
No, you didn't drag me on the new map.
Oh, did I archive the new map? No. Wait. Now I don't know which one's which.
The one I'm on is the old.
Oh, maybe it's the one that says need lighting. Maybe that's the correct one. Maybe I just didn't change the name to the correct one. Oh, okay. I think this is the correct one. I just didn't change the name on it, which is why it looks silly. Okay. I'm going to drag and drop you over here, and I'll drag and drop chat over there. I don't know if chat's seen it yet or not.
I don't think they have.
Give it a second to load.
I see everything.
I lightened the map considerably, but it's still heavy. I mean, it's the first time ever loading it for this other screen, so you can watch it piece by piece load every one of those little hexes. Look at that.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
But I'm out of farm spots.
Piece by piece. That used to also be on the map layer, loading all that stuff too. That's why I did it the way I did. I was like, I've got to work on this. Okay, you say you're out of farm spots. Oh, I didn't convert these to your hexes on here yet.
Yeah.
So where did we say that there were hexes before?
There isn't.
Oh, you can't have a farm on the area of the quarry, can you?
No.
Right?
Yeah. I don't want to. Yeah, you can't have them on hills, or with the mine or quarry, on a hill. And I'm always gonna prefer to build mines on hills.
Which one's quarry? Yeah, that was quarry. Get rid of the farm. Cool. Copy and paste. And then we're going to get rid of you. And for you, we're going to add a little farm here. And we'll copy and paste you. Boom. Now it should be up to date for you. There we go. Let's show the map to chat. This is the map now. You see exactly how much bigger it is. You actually can't even see around the corner over here. But that's okay. You can see exactly how big this is. It is massive. All the land that's up there. So, yay. So, yeah, you have no more land that can grow farms.
Road networks, too.
You can see some of them.
Interesting.
Like some of the more major ones. Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
Chang is a lot bigger than I thought they were.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, you're going to have to, let's see. If you put a stockyard there, obviously that would help you. But realistically, you're only going to make, one more farm right here. So it's not going to help you that much.
Well, that's 6.
Well, it doesn't count as 6, though. It counts as 3.
Well, no, yeah, but 6 more consumption loss.
3 more consumption loss.
No, they're doubled, and they do 2 consumption normally.
No, they're 50% greater.
Is it 50%?
Yeah. It goes from 2 to 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. Maybe
Yeah.
no. Well, because my fertile farm is I have 7 fertile farms from negative 21 consumption.
Because that's 3.
13. I have 13 normal farms for negative 26 consumption.
Correct.
Meaning half the farms are.
I don't know where the confusion is. 13 times 2 is 26. 7 times 3 is 21.
Brain.
Okay.
No, it's
okay. Cool. No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
We all get confused.
Yeah.
I was just like.
Math failure.
That's fine. You're good. All right. So that means your next bet is to want to choose another spot to make a to start making fertile farms if it's possible. You know, I don't know if there's even another spot you'd want to make a town, or if you'd even want to make another town.
I don't think there is a spot.
Oh, I know the Broken Barrowlands terrain. That was fun for me. Making it all broken up. Yeah. I had fun with that one. All right, cool. So instead of doing that, you're literally going to have to continue to expand just to handle your consumption. So I imagine it makes sense to grab this one right here. The one that's just to the north of that hex. Just because that's a clear pathway for somebody to come marching into your home.
And build the stockyard here still, because minus their consumption is still good.
Oh, I agree with you. Granted, it's expensive to get, but I agree with you. In the long run, it pays for itself. But then you're also going to want to grab hexes down here. So 2 hexes plus 2 farms, is a decrease of consumption overall by 2. How many hexes can you grab now?
Like 4.
3, because your normal expansion, your cautious expansion, so it's 3.
Oh, well.
So you can literally, I don't know how much you have to invest into it, but it would cost you to start here. That's 1. And then to build a farm is 2 more, so it's 3. And then if you grab 2 more spots down here, let's say this spot and this spot, just because they're closer to, or even over here, kind of like sure up between these hills or whatever. Or no, fill in this gap over here. That makes more sense. Fill in this gap over here.
Yeah.
So that's what 369 BP would reduce your overall consumption by 3. Can you invest 9 BP into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 50 right now.
How much does it cost to start a stockyard?
Good question.
Only can I ask?
I don't have that open.
I think I do. Let me just scroll up for a second. All right, S for stockyard.
It's 5 for 4 months, so it's 20.
So you're looking at 14 BP right off the bat to start building a stockyard, and then to also do that. Can you spare 14 BP from your already plan?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
My plans kind of change.
Well, you're gonna have to change your plan to reduce unrest.
Well, yeah, well, because I was planning to already have a stockyard and skull. So changes what has to be done.
Kingdom building.
I might not put quarries on all those hills then. I might put farms on them. On the other 2 hills. Probably worth it.
Let's try it. Unrest. All right, let's see. A barracks also reduces unrest by 1, but you don't need more barracks.
I'm just gonna build houses for unrest loss. It's less BP. I'll build 1 barracks in if I don't have it in Arayoki, because I'll need it. I don't have a barracks in Arayoki,
garrison, which you can convert 2 barracks into a garrison.
Or just 1.
Yeah, but if you convert 2, it reduces the price even more. Because the barracks costs.
Well, but that's not always good, because the good thing about having a barracks is that it increases the defense of the settlement.
Yes.
Which I think is more. Which is why in Infinity Tower I have 2 barracks, but I'm only converting 1 of them into a garrison.
But if you look at that area, it already has an 18 defense. So losing a little bit. Hey, I'm not arguing with you. Keep it.
Hey,
cool.
It's my forward settlement. It's the most likely to get attacked.
So houses cost what, 4, and they decrease the rest by what?
1, yeah. I need to build this shrine in Skull because they apparently have no faith.
Well, a monument also increases loyalty by 1 and decreases unrest by 1. It takes only 6. That might not be a bad one. Right? Like a monument, pop it up in your new spot, your new town.
Yeah.
It decreased unrest by 1 and +1 loyalty. That's not bad.
My new town already has a monument.
The one you just got?
Oh, Skull? Or
yeah. No, I'm in Skull.
No, Skull doesn't have one yet.
Yeah, I'm saying one there. You could absolutely build one there. In honorific of those that died against the defending the city from the red mongrel or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I need to figure out how I'm gonna lay this out now.
Can't he build a moat? So either way, a monument is only 6 BP. It's only 2 more than a house, and you get the +1 loyalty. Since you're buying a house anyways, it's literally paying 2 BP for 1 loyalty. That's not bad. Let's see, a park is only 4 BP, the same cost as a
I'll be building a couple of parks.
Yeah.
In Ariyoki and Finitaru. So I'm just gonna spend all my BP next turn on 1 turn builds for unrest loss.
I mean, honestly, yeah, a couple of parks, a couple of houses, a monument. It's not that expensive, and all of a sudden your unrest problem is behind you. It's just gone, and it's gone before you roll for more money. You know what I mean? So that's good news. Shrine takes what, 2 turns, I think, so it's not really worth it.
I'm building a shrine anyway though for them.
Okay.
It's the what makes sense.
And I think that's it. All right. So yeah, just make a note of which ones you want to do.
I need to start other important things though too, like a military academy and other important buildings in my new capital that isn't built yet because it needs to be built.
You know what you should do? Somewhat to what Joey's suggesting. Ariyoki already has walls, by the way, so woof.
Yeah, but I didn't get the unrest benefit from them.
Oh, because you didn't build them?
Yeah. Didn't
Yeah,
build them.
but that means you got free walls. So you already got the benefit of a free wall. What?
Are you gonna count that for?
Well, I'm going to say yes, but that's because I'm going to say, hey, instead of building a city wall,
Just put a moat.
you can build don't build a standard moat. We increase the cost of it. We make it take longer, like 2 BP a month for like say 3 or 4 months, and you make a magma moat.
Yeah, but sounds insanely dangerous to have as in a growing city. A magma moat. I'll probably do it. It better give me more than normal moat. All right.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, of
Defense
course.
increased by like 30. No, but like,
Well, it increases the defense, and not only does it increase the defense, but if somebody's trying to breach your city from that direction, they could potentially have the moat that could do damage to them. Like it's one of those breaching the city from this side, which might be easier than say with a wall, which is an impassable square or whatever. Lots or building or whatever they call it when you're in the settlement scale. You can pass through here, but you take damage from the heat. Because, if you even go too close to magma, it would burn your flesh from the heat. So you could have armies just taking damage going in.
I imagine there is going to be set up a moat covers to cover it so people don't fall into the lava pits by accident.
I think what would be cool is if you had a what's it called, a water gate. So yeah, you set up a water gate there too, so you have the ability to more or less shut off the flow of magma and open it back up. So more or less your moat just has like the lava travels along part of the city and then goes underneath some tunnels and then comes back up the other side, allowing a bridge with just stone beneath it to be how you get across the moat in your city. So it's a bridge with just stone. But then you lift up the gate and the magma doesn't flow under anymore. It like flows across. And then just even trying to cross that bridge is just so hot that it burns. Like armies automatically take damage traveling through.
And this will lead to my eventual, not palace, but place of reigning, where I will have magma flowing in the building to be cool and, through the throne or some shit, Make it cool. All right. Well, I'll make a note of magma moat. This sounds like this sounds like we'll get trump carded, and I'm gonna be very annoyed.
No, if a single trump card can't cause a volcano to your city to erupt, that would be pretty douche.
No, but volcano moat breaks.
I mean,
building's destroyed.
But that would require somebody to attack it or something like that, right? Like that would have to require an event that could lead to that happening, as opposed to it just automatically happened. You know what I mean? That could lead to events or bad situations. Not automatic, because that's kind of lame. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of lame.
So 2 BP for 3 months?
I would say 2 BP a month for, depending on how good we want it to be. Ooh, Tyler's new, or at least I just got notification Tyler's new podcast is up. Cool. 12 minutes ago.
Does it decrease unrest by 2?
You mean when it's done?
Yeah.
For the moat there, I imagine it does not decrease unrest.
People are going to think it's cool as hell.
It won't add to unrest, though. It just won't decrease unrest. We're going to have to come up with different rules for it entirely. So we're going to have to give it like defense, and it's probably going to be one of those ones where it gives you a huge bonus to defense. It has that side feature we mentioned. Probably like a -1 economy, +1 stability sort of thing.
I was thinking.
Somewhere along those lines.
+1 to loyalty, maybe? Volcano moat. I'll write it down. All right. Well, it was not as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting Skull to be terrible, and I should have just let them suffer and die or something.
No. It was in fact a boon to your nation, and it's still a boon. The only issue is that you're now getting taxed, and so it's like, yay, so much money. But you haven't even had that chat yet, have you?
Nope. I got another month, baby.
Yeah. So wait, hold on. You haven't had the chat yet, which means you aren't even getting charged to the month afterwards. Yeah, so you legit have one whole month of freedom. Yeah. Huh. That's Cool. So you're good. You actually have time to reduce your so what's your unrest reduction?
It's 8.
No, where are you?
Oh,
It's negative
reduction.
4. It's currently negative 4. I said unrest. I meant to say consumption reduction.
Yeah.
It's currently negative
need-
4. So you can get that to a negative 7, and assuming your taxes are what, heavy?
That's at 9.
That's not bad. No, because
I mean,
your consumption goes from that 5 that it's suggesting right there. Hold on, let me should check and see it. It goes from the 5 that you can see right there to only a 2.
Yeah,
like, that's
if I
not
can get
bad.
More. I need more though. That's the problem.
Well, I'm saying assuming you built grab those 3 hexes and built those 3 farms.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I understand.
The big issue is you want to build an army, but instead you're chasing your tail with consumption.
Well, I'll be building the army anyway. I don't think it's only going to add 1 consumption to non-active costs. So it's not too terrible.
All right. Well,
and it'll be a very low consumption army because it's going to be like 20 people that are like level 4.
I think that more or less shores up what it is that we needed to do.
Am I going to just build Ulfur or whatever his name is as a commander then?
Yeah, that is fine with me.
Skull's army. Do they have anything special? I think there's other thing.
I would say no to special. No.
No tactics, like maybe.
Oh, tactics. Okay, my apologies.
It'd be okay. It'd give them like 1 more bonus BP, I think, which isn't great, but it's not terrible.
I mean, I don't think it's only 1 more, isn't it? I think it's a little bit more than
more.
that. No, it's got to be better
It's
than
1
that.
per 2. It's 1 per 2. It's
Really?
like the lumberyard. Yep.
Where's the brickyard? So it's +1 economy, +1 stability, +1 productivity. The cost to construct quarries is reduced to 6 from what is it usually?
It's normally 6. Is it 8 normally?
What does it say on this page? I may have screwed it up. It doesn't say on this page, so double check what it costs.
Six.
So that means if a quarry is adjacent to 2 settlements or brickyard, only okay, yeah. But what does the other one do? The lumber yard reduces it to 2. How much is a sawmill normally?
3.
So it reduces it by 1, or in other words, by 33%. So if it's normally 6, I think they're trying to say it reduces it to 4. Just think a brickyard reduces it to 4. It's just a typo. Right?
In the adjacent hexes though.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
I guess.
Because you have what, two more hills next to you?
Yeah, but I'd rather I'm tempted to just put farms on those hills instead and put a stock.
You and I both know that bonus BP outbeats consumption reduction in the long run.
That's not true in this case.
Because
of the scaling contingency tax.
In the short range, it's not true. In the short term, it's not true.
No. In this case, it's always not true because of the increase to our consumption because of the tax from contingency.
Oh, okay. Well,
where that scales off of our economy.
But at some point in time, you're generating so much additional wealth from your economy being so high that you just pay the tax.
Yeah, but you'd rather just not have to pay it and have it in consumption, so you can build granary, supply.
By the way, I do want to point out that Cell here is complaining that a tax that equally scales for all individuals, no matter how big they get, is a bad thing. He wants a flat rate tax. No. Everybody pays the same tax.
I'm being what? What a way to twist words. All I've said is because of this case of increasing tax that it probably isn't worth.
Sinatra agrees with you. Sinatra also wants a flat rate tax because she resubbed as you said it.
We yeah. Of course, SG agrees. All right, we play on a game on Friday. All right.
SG just misses your streams. That's all. That's all it is. She just misses them.
What? I'm I'm like nothing. All right.
Shiba
This
system.
is slander.
So
Wow. Anyway, all right.
it would be +2 BP on top of the BP they already generate. Yes. So that would be in total 6 BP that the area would offer to him.
It'd probably be better.
So
I guess I'll have to build a brickyard and a stockyard.
that's actually not a bad idea.
And then Skull will realize, yeah, maybe these Shadow guys aren't bad, considering before we were living in literally shitty houses with only barracks and watchtowers.
Uh-huh.
Like, they're living in... They have nothing.
The problem was they were militant and still defeated. There's a story there, and you can find out about it next time on
They got a lot of
Advisor
people.
Tasks.
They got almost as many people as Spenny Tower.
So, can you tell me about division symbols, by the way?
I hate the division symbol is a useless symbol.
Why?
Like the one with the circle line circle.
Why?
I'm not having this.
Wait, hold on. Wait, why is it useless?
Because it isn't a clear symbol in a string of an equation. In the string of an equation, it isn't clear on when and where and what is being divided.
Huh?
So there's the meme equation that you can get multiple answers, different answers from, because of the equation symbol. Because in reality, PEMDAS or whatever doesn't functionally work all the time, and it's not always true. So when you use the division symbol, it can cause an equation to be unclear. While if you use the slash mark and then you have what's on top and bottom, or have it in a different way, or use a lot of parentheses, you can make sure it's clear on what.
So you're referring to this specifically in coding?
Yeah, like the symbol that because you learned that in like elementary school before you learn about like the slash, of being just the division. I'm talking about specifically the circle.
Okay, because
circle.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with the division sign, and it makes perfect sense if you're using it in hand math. But yeah, if you're talking about coding, sure, it can be confusing.
No, I think we're on different pages.
Yeah, I don't know why it would cause an issue. You could just
it can't.
X divided by Y.
No, but I'm saying in a larger string of an equation.
Yeah.
That's when that symbol falls apart. And
you're talking about if you're doing like some algebra or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a long. Yeah. I gotcha. But it doesn't.
That's when it becomes less useful. It does.
Okay. I mean, my problem with it is that
okay.
When you look at it on a screen, it looks kind of like the plus sign.
In 90% of circumstances, I don't think it'll matter, right?
90? I would say much greater than 90.
Even if it's 99, all right? If you have a 1% chance of it being unclear, then just
it's the 1% of the 1%.
If you could just make it clear and not have to question anything, why wouldn't you, right?
I'm questioning you right now.
All right, listen. All right, the division sign is never used in any math out of like, I don't know, high school. Even in high school, you get rid of it. So there's a reason why no one uses it, okay? In higher level math. Because it's not good. It lacks clarity. This is true. You can't argue. I've taken high level math, okay? Or not really the high level math. I have experience.
I mean, I've also taken calculus at AP honors, but that was 18 years ago. So, I mean,
listen, I've recently taken calc too, okay?
Yeah,
so.
cal to AP, yeah. But again,
you don't
18 years ago.
You don't use the division symbol. You use the division, the like slash mark.
18 years ago, we used the division symbol.
No, you didn't. There's no way.
I mean, usually you had an equation sitting on top of another equation. So after you were done solving it, then you would divide one by the other one.
I think you're lost in what I'm saying exactly. All right, look at Monger spoilers.
Okay, sure. If you've got a visual.
This symbol, that symbol's bad. That symbol causes a lack of clarity in an equation.
I know what symbol you're talking about, but you have to give me an example of where it's bad.
Okay, I could pull up the Reddit meme.
Yes, because Reddit. That's how we make decisions in life.
No, but it gives an example of an equation that lacks clarity. I can't. I don't know if I can find it off cuff. Okay. SG, can you find it?
You have a minute. You have a minute.
Likes?
I'm gonna look up tactics while you entertain everybody with that.
Is it my Kingdom Worlds aren't even next?
No,
So
no,
why
they're
would
not,
I
they're,
do
they're
them
not
early?
next. Joey's just like, let's see how it plays out.
They're not even close. we're going to Nick, right?
I think
No,
I
we're
think
going
I think we're finishing Nick, then going to Jake.
yeah.
So we haven't even finished Nick yet. So we're having you somehow, without Nick even being done, go again.
Hey, I'd be okay with it. So no one can complain about me being there anymore. Maybe I'll take a week off.
I'm still looking at what you call it. So while you're looking up your math thing. All right, relentless brutality, retreat. Oh, let me do this too. Screening defense.
All right, I found it.
Go ahead.
This is in Warmonger spoilers.
So what's confusing?
It lacks clarity. It just lacks clarity.
I mean, you just use the FOIL method? And then
Do
you
you?
just solve the equation?
Do you? Or do you add them together and then if you're... So the problem is when people don't know math is when it becomes a problem. Because people then use PEMDAS, right? Which then they would go division, so they would solve the parentheses, and then they would do division.
Dude,
and then the
LD just suddenly responded.
I'm not confused on this. You guys, all right.
Snaga's like, I'm confused why Cell is confused.
I'm not confused, right? I'm saying this can cause a lack of clarity for people, right? Because if you follow PEMDAS, you answer this incorrectly. You're all dumb. It's not just foil forehead. Because if you follow PEMDAS, holy shit, you guys don't know even like how most... Fun fact, that's not what foil is.
So I won't lie, I don't know what PEMDAS means.
If forever you're saying it's foil, calling this foil is cringe, okay? Because foil
even Rosin just said, what is this PEMDAS? Cell
okay,
keeps
well
saying.
maybe that would make sense. All right, PEMDAS is a way the public schools in the U.S. teach students math, right?
Maybe
it's
now.
Parentheses. Yes, I'm explaining. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and they're multiplication or division, whichever one's first.
Oh, so it's PEMDAS, not PEMDAS.
Yes, PEMDAS, whatever.
Well, everybody's ready with the OS because of how you're pronouncing it. That's why I'm saying
Yes,
it for
PEMDAS.
clarity.
Sorry, I'm saying it wrong.
Calling it PEMDAS is cringe.
All right, and listen. So if you follow this through PEMDAS, okay, you get the incorrect answer.
Because you're saying that it's going to be 3
Because
times 2 is 6, then 6 divided by 6 is 0, is what you're saying. Or 6 divided by is 1.
If you're following PEMDAS, you would solve for 3, and then you do 6 divided by 2, and then 2.
Oh yeah,
because
the first outer inner last. Yeah.
If you had the
sense.
division symbol to make sure and put it in a right format to confirm clarity, it would have been better.
That's funny.
You need an extra set of parentheses here to confirm it.
So it sounds like it's not the division sign that's causing issue. It's the screwing up of the education system. It sounds like Betsy DeVos should never have held that position. I'm just kidding. I'm sure this happened before she was there. So
PEMDAS causes confusion with this symbol, and the symbol can lack clarity in the way an equation is seen and interacted with for people that don't do high-level math, right? because most people are bad at math, right? Don't learn higher level math, and they're gonna be kind of confused in this. And they're gonna get the
So
wrong
can
answer.
you show me that exact equation done better?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I can't because I don't know what the intention is. I don't know if this is intending for 6 to be divided by 2 times 1 plus 2 in parentheses, or if it's meant to be 2 times the parentheses in the bottom. Right? I don't know what the intention of the equation is, so I couldn't. You literally couldn't give an answer to it because it's wrong, because the equation's poorly written.
I'm enjoying this way too much.
I'm sure you are, but I'm being honest. This equation is written in a way where there is no correct answer, because unless like the person that wrote it told you what their intentions. It would be fixed if there was another set of parentheses. That's all you would need to fix it. Parentheses are your friend when writing a math equation, okay? So there you go. That's why I like PEMDAS is stupid. I don't like the division sign, and why you should use more parentheses when writing math equations.
They have the taunt technique.
Okay.
Because from behind the walls, they would normally taunt their opponents.
Okay, that's what I have in Shenanigans. Armies.
I'm just confirming that they don't automatically get taunt for free. They don't. Full defense, furious charge, retreat, standard, and withdraw are the free ones. Yeah. Yep, so they have taunt as one of them. And because it has an asterisk, it can only be used once during the a battle. Because it can only be used once during a battle. That's it.
That's not how that works. It can
is.
only be it can be used against an army only twice.
Huh?
And if the army succeeds the 2 morale checks, they're immune to the attack.
So you're looking at the original rules. If you're inside Ultimate Battle, up at the base rules of tactics, because it is marked with an asterisk, it says a unit can select one tactic each battle phase, and maneuvers marked with an asterisk are usable only once during a battle, not battle phase, but battle, by each side, as they represent either maneuver based on the limited resources or blah 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 blah. Right?
Oh, and that's not that great.
No, it's great. You only do it once per battle. You do it to make your opponent's DV and whatnot get reduced, and then you can attack them right afterwards.
The problem is taunt kind of sucks.
What are you talking about?
Well, the DC isn't very hard. Sorry, that's what I meant.
I mean, it depends on the ACR of the army.
I mean, reasonably only gonna get what, an ACR of 7.
So let's say you have an ACR of 5, and you're going against another army that's ACR 5.
It's a 15 morale check.
That other army has that's a 15 morale check. If the other army only has a +7 to their morale.
Okay, I guess so.
You know, like it doesn't have to be a surefire. So,
that's fair. It's
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but it makes sense for where they are, and they of course would have ranged weapons, because why wouldn't they? Being behind walls.
They don't have superior weapons. That's what he's marked how good their weapons looked, right? When I visited them, he talked about their weapons.
Oh yeah, their weapons came from
Throne.
Yeah, but Throne doesn't make superior weapons. Throne pumps out trash.
They made Jake superior weapons.
Yeah, they made Jake superior weapons because they were trying to show off to the friggin' Ashen Orc.
Do they at least have shields?
Yeah, defense focused. I give them shields.
Okay, I can live with that.
Yeah, shields and bows with that one tactic. I'll give that to you.
Okay.
And it was was it an army of 50?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. But now you gotta get them swole, right?
They're gonna be stationed in Skull.
Yeah, which is fine. But the thing is, like, because they're an army of 50, and each barracks can hold 50.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to get recruits and swell that up to an army of 100 and leave them as reserves of 100. Like that's pretty easy to step up. It's not even that expensive. It's mostly the equipment that costs money. So
Yeah, well, I'm first building our Henry's army of high level dudes.
sure, do that first if that's your priority. But it will be cheap to make them to swell them up. Because building an army is expensive, but expanding an army is not that bad.
Yeah, but I want my archers.
Yeah, it's all good, Mike. It's all good. What you do is you just do it a little bit at a time. So when you roll for recruits, you're gonna have like trailing numbers beyond what you want to take to divide by X, Y, or Z to get the number of elites that you find. So let's say it's, I don't know, you roll, let's say 29, and it takes 3 soldiers to get 1 elite. Say, oh, okay, cool. Let's divide it by 3. What would that be? 20, 28? No, 24 divided by 3 is 8, right? So you're like, okay, cool. I got 8 elites for him, and that leaves me with 5 soldiers left over. Let me throw it over to Skull, which still counts as an army of 50. But it's 55, but it counts as 50. And you're slowly increasing their number until eventually it gets to the next tier of 100. And then, boom, you get the 100. So, which is nice. But at least you have the reserves in case you need them to fix an army in the future and blah, blah, blah. So, all right. Awesome. I think we're good. My wife told me that I have to be done with the stream by midnight. She said Thursdays are your night where you're supposed to recover. You're not supposed to go to bed too late. Be off the stream by midnight. And I was like, oh, we're starting at like 10. And it should take less than 2 hours. She goes, yeah, unless you start talking about something stupid and they just go on a tangent for like hours.
Like PEMDAS?
And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Cell is a very focused individual.
Blame SG, okay?
I mean, we could blame Sinatra Girl, but considering I see
tomorrow.
her infrequently, I'm going to be on her side.
I'll complain to SG tomorrow, okay? Half the session. It'll be about PEMDAS. You've done it to yourself.
It's not your bad, SG. I still technically have 26 minutes before I'm in trouble. So I'm going to I think call it here. I'll find somebody to raid, see if there's anybody even live, and call it a day because I think we've covered everything. This clears us up for next session so Nick can have a proper session, and hopefully my wife and daughter aren't broken anymore. And yeah. Messy's playing.
You tried to kill my people.
-2 charisma is also streaming. It's funny. It doesn't even show me that Messy's streaming. Isn't that messed up? All right, I found him. I'm going to raid Messy, but... Oh, Tina's Tiny Wonderlands. Or Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Ah, that's why you want to go over there. Okay. Your next character's name will be PEMDAS. Awesome. I'm going to PEMDAS.
Mine'll be Foil.
That's hilarious. Or just PEMDAS Foil. Or Foil PEMDAS. Either of those work.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, Sal, thanks so much for last second hopping on this call with me to take care of this. It was awesome.
Yeah, got message in the middle of cooking dinner.
Yeah, it was all good, man. I appreciate you. Thank you.
God.
Bye.